And a free speech row has erupted at Durham University after its oldest student society has been excluded from taking part in this year's Freshers' Fair.
Yes, the Durham Student Union said it made this decision because the Durham Union, that's the 182-year-old debating society, much older than the Student Union, might I add, had failed to show its standards had improved following a string of racism allegations.
However, the Free Speech Union has accused Durham Student Union of censorious behaviour, claiming its decision to block the Union Society from its Freshers' Fair was because it isn't left-wing enough.
Goodness me. Let's get the analysis now of legal officer at the Free Speech Union, Stephen O'Grady. Stephen, what's the background to this? I understand there was a debate that had to be cancelled, all sorts of rows between the Student Union and the Union Society.
Absolutely, yes. On the surface of it, this might just seem a sort of, silly spat, student politics, that sort of thing, but it actually is a long-running dispute between the Durham Union Society and the Student Union there. It goes back several years, and it's bigger just than Durham even. It's sort of pervasive rot that exists in our universities, which has been exacerbated by the decision of the Secretary of State for Education, Bridget Phillipson, to stop the commencement of the Higher Education Freedom of Speech Act, which would have really been in place to deal with these sorts of things if it weren't for her. This dispute goes back. It was revelations in the Durham student newspaper several years ago, in which the Durham Union was accused of being colonial apologists and various other sort of nebulous accusations like that. And there's been this on and off disagreement between them and the Students' Union ever since then.
But it seems that the society is facing a lot more trouble now, because it's not just the Chinese government that's trying to shut it down, but the Student Union.
Absolutely, yes. And they're on such nebulous grounds in what they're seeking to do here. It used to be that these common room revolutionaries would use the language of Marxism, but now they've embraced sort of trendy corporate newspeak, where instead of the dictatorship of the proletariat, instead what they're trying to do is impose EDI action plans on the Durham Union and various other task and finish groups and all sorts of absolute nonsense. But what's really going on here is essentially, we could say, a form of coercive control, where they're using these sorts of things, which might superficially sound reasonable, but to attempt to reshape the Durham Union in the image that they want for it.
And Stephen, in one sentence, can you explain to our viewers how the Academic Freedoms Bill would actually have changed this situation had it not been cancelled by Labour?
Well, I can do it in one sentence. I can do it in several. There are no end of ways in which it would have helped. For a start, it would have imposed duties on the student union to secure freedom of speech, and it would also have provided a mechanism by which the Durham Union Society could have sought recourse via the complaint scheme with the OFS, where they could have had their complaint adjudicated. It would have also had some effect on Chinese pressure on UK universities, which we know is a massive problem, and it would have placed transparency obligations on universities with regards to intervention there.
Yeah.